As a proud gay American, what will you do to protect all rights of LGBTQ community members in this country?
I think it takes courage to step up and share any personal facts about yourself. So I appreciate your willingness to step forward and do that, and I'm grateful that you asked the question. When I was in the state of Florida, there was a law on the books that said that gay people couldn't adopt. That was a bigoted law, that was a discriminatory law, and I filed the legislation that repealed that law so that gay Floridians could adopt, because there is no reason that the government should stand between a child that needs a forever home and people that are willing to love that child. And you know what? I was attacked for that viewpoint in the Republican primary that I ran in, and I proudly defend my actions to ensure that we do not have bigoted policies on our books in the state of Florida. 895. Who's got 895? Starting to get fun.
You answered one right.
895? Come on up. Okay, well, that's not quite how it works. 895. We'll go to another one. Oh, is that your number, ma'am? No, she said it's not. Okay, we'll do another one. 729. Who's got? Oh, no, I'm sorry. 895 is coming up. Okay, great. Come on up. I'll save that one for the next one. Great. Have your ticket.
So she wanted to know, currently my health insurance has what the ACA identified as essential services: mental health treatment, rehabilitation for injuries or after surgery, maternity benefits, pediatric coverage, and my policy has no lifetime limit on these essential benefits. Can you guarantee me that I will have the same essential services with no lifetime or yearly limits?
No, I can't. And that is the nature of a free market system. What I propose is not the government cheese of healthcare. It is instead allowing policies to be sold across state lines where people are competing for our business. Then I think we'll have lower premiums, lower deductibles, more choices, and people will own their own healthcare costs. I'll give you the last one.
The history of the market does not agree with you.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
It makes the rich richer, man!
Next question, we've got, oh, I'm sorry, we had this one that I'd already called. 729. 729? Who has 729? All right, come on up.
Hi, hello. Are you aware that there's an EPA research facility here in Northwest Florida? Have you visited?
I'm aware.
Okay, so do you know the research that they're doing currently? Because if we let states decide, and we, as the state of Florida, decided that we didn't want the drilling in our Gulf, right? We said no thank you. But Louisiana decided, sure, we'll go for it. And we see what happened, right? So pollution crosses state lines. If we have a whole federal cohesive unit to mandate what's going on, then Louisiana can do that and there's no repercussions, right? And also your EPA facility here is doing the research on the damage that was done is still being done. So as a research molecular biologist, not at the EPA, but as a research molecular biologist, it sort of hurts my feelings that you think that research and science is useless, because I heard you say the word useless. Or there was no I have to deal in facts, right? And the fact is that because of the Clean Air and Water Act and all of those others, we don't see the pollution anymore, right? Because we've reduced it far enough that we don't have to see it anymore.
We haven't had a big flood yet.
Thank you.
Right. So just because we can't see it doesn't mean that pollution doesn't still exist, right? It does still exist. And I can also tell you that your state is not set up to do the water testing that needs to be done. We aren't. We have 3 state laboratories. I know. We used to have 4, but the governor cut our budget, and that was really sweet. So we have 3 state laboratories that aren't equipped to do the water testing that we were talking about. So if you can name, they're still doing not useful at all. So if you can tell me that you understand how to set up an infrastructure of money and people to do the research that the EPA does, and the testing to keep us safe, then we might have a plan. But to say that the $8 billion is wasted seems a bit of a stretch. Are you talking about oversight or are you talking about research?
Yeah, first, if there's any misconception, I absolutely believe that science and research are important functions of the government. That's why I support NOAA. That's why I support NASA. That's why I support the important research that they're doing regarding climate change. The problem with the EPA is that their research is infirm. You asked the question, what would be the infrastructure that we would use? I would really leverage our state university systems all across the country, where some of the smartest people in the world are doing some of the most innovative research on a wide variety of biological remediation elements and other remediation functions. I used it. So. Let's see. Our next one. Did we do 896? Was that 896? I think that was 896.
No, it was 729.
Okay, great. Let's see,
92.
707. 707. 707 is the next one. All right, step on up, man.
She's already gone. Yeah, same
Thank
one.
you.
All right.
Short
so
sentence,
this
man.
time, Representative Gaetz, I have a question. It's related to the ACA, but it's related more specifically.
Excuse me, can you allow her to ask her question?
It's your people.
All right. So currently, anyone who is eligible for Medicaid is able to get it. I have aging parents, also Florida residents, who are concerned that they may lose their Medicaid coverage if the program is restructured to a block grant or a capped system, as you're suggesting to move the monies to the states. Currently, federal law requires states pay for nursing facilities for Medicaid recipients. Can you assure me that Medicaid will remain an entitlement and that anyone eligible will be guaranteed coverage? And if so, explain how you will do this without raising taxes.
Why did you let her ask the question about the black lady?
I'm sorry, ma'am, had you asked a prior question? I'm sorry, I had not recognized that she'd asked a prior question. Ma'am, I'm sorry. As much as I'd like to answer your question, you make a good point that everyone gets one question. Everyone gets one question. So our next number is 878. 878? 878.
I have to say that one thing you and I do agree on is saving money. My concern is that if you're taking all this money from the EPA and essentially from us, why aren't you going after Trump spending $3 million in a month spending in Florida, not only spending that government money, taking stuff from us, but also the people who are at the local airport who can't run their businesses. The one man loses $30,000 a weekend because he can't run his business because it's within 9 miles of Trump's little play area. I have a problem with that, and I don't understand. Are you so tight with Trump that you can't say, you know what, we could save a lot of money right here without taking benefits away from tax-paying people, which he is not.
My assessment is that a similar standard should be applied to President Trump that's been applied to other presidents. President Obama spent a lot of time in Hawaii